Development Advisor from the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Mr. Ashwath, Chief Executive Officer of Karnataka Maritime Board, CEO of NMPA, Traffic Manager, my colleagues from the Port and Karnataka Maritime Board, and the stakeholders of the maritime family, friends from e-media, सभी को सादर प्रणाम and स्वागतम सुस्वागतम to this event of driving the future of India by leveraging the technology and automation. जहां डाल डाल पे सोने की चिड़िया करती है बसेरा, ये भारत है मेरा, ये भारत है हमारा. Maritime technology, maritime sector, maritime economy, blue economy, Ardhanil Vyavastha is nothing new to the Akhanda Bharat, Mother India. For centuries together, we were having the maritime trade with all over the globe, including as far as European, Persian, Chinese countries. So maritime sector, maritime economy, blue economy is something which we are very proud and familiar of. But today, if you see, the average contribution of many of the nations, whether you take European countries, Gulf countries, to their GDP is not less than 7%. You will be very surprised to know, understand, in the case of India, the contribution of the maritime sector to the overall GDP is 3.5%. 3.5% less than the global average of 7% contribution to their GDP of the respective nations. So you have to leverage 3.5% more of the contribution of the blue economy for the GDP of the country. As you all know, our country is a country of 140 crores plus population. If you need to pull up the majority of these people above the poverty line to a level of satisfactory living, you have to increase your GDP. You have to increase your foreign goods. You have to increase your EXIM cargo. You have to create more jobs. Underline, we have to create more jobs. In our country, apart from contribution of just 3.5% to the total GDP, we have one more issue. The logistic cost of the Indian goods is, in terms of percentage, a double-digit figure when you compare with the MRP. Whereas all over the globe, it's a single digit. So we have one more challenge. We have to reduce the logistic cost in terms of percentage from a double digit to a single digit. For achieving this, our nation has started their homework 10 years back. Sagarmala, rail freight corridor, industrial nodes, blue economy, Gati Shakti, all these buckets are meant for that. And definitely over a period of 5 to 7 years, it has given very good result. The capacity of the Indian ports, I am not just talking about major ports, both major and non-major ports put together over a period of 7 to 9 years has increased by 92%. The cargo handling done by the major, non-major ports, all the ports of India put together, has increased by 58%. If you see the turnaround time of all the ports of India has improved by 48%. The seafarers that we supply all over the globe has increased by 1.5 times. The cruise shipping, cruise passengers have increased by 4.5 times. We have a great dream of moving from 3,500 capacity to 5,000 million metric tons of capacity by the year 2030. We want to have 10,000 million metric tons capacity by the Amrit Kaal 2047. Why? Naturally, if the country has to move from an economy of $5 to $7 trillion economy by 2027 to $40 to $60 trillion economy by 2047, you need to improve your EXIM. If you want to increase EXIM trade, between export and import, there is a port. Unless you have more ports, unless you have more capacity of the ports, you will not be able to achieve. That's why very consciously, Government of India wants to create a capacity of 5,000 million metric tons by 2030 and 10,000 million metric tons by 2047. Just by thinking it will not happen. There should be a roadmap. There should be tasks which you are going to do. Then only you will be able to achieve that particular thing. So, Government of India again started working. They have created Navig Cell and Vibhas Cell, Vikasit Bharat and Neel Ardha Vyavastha. Vikasit Bharat Sankalp. This is a group of senior officers and policy makers from the ministry who will identify, coordinate and push the projects. And Neel Ardha Vyavastha, this is the think tank batch which identifies and implements and pushes the projects at the field level so that we will be able to reach 5,000 million metric tons rated capacity 2030 and 10,000 million metric tons by 2047. This particular vision is not just limited to ports. It has waterways, it has shipbuilding. We want to move from 30 to 33 to 1 to 5 numbers, 1 to 10 numbers in shipbuilding capacity by 2030 and 2047. We want to create minimum 2 to 3 green hydrogen hubs by 2030 and we want to increase it to 10 by 2047. We want to retain our position as far as the ship recycling is concerned in an eco-friendly way by 2030 and also to 2047. We want to be the #1 supplier as far as seafarers are concerned by 2047. So these are all there. To happen this, you need a document. To happen this, if you want to reach a temple on the hill, we should know how to move, we should know what are the steps, we should know how many steps are there, and you should know how to climb. If you can't climb, whether you can go by rope or ropeway, or whether you can go by road, whether road is there or not. If road is not there, you make a road. Similarly, these Vibhas and Navig cells are meant for that. Totally around 25 verticals are identified, 25 topics are identified. The topics include innovation and technology, capacity building, shipbuilding, communication and outreach. Like this, 25 verticals are identified. 25 tasks which you have to do by 2030 and 2040. What are the targets for each particular task? Who will do what? Which year they will do what? Is very, very meticulously worked out by way of Navig and Vibhas cells. That's how it is moving. And I am very proud and happy to say, under the leadership of our shipping minister, and actually this particular thought process of creating Vibhas and NAVIC, the credit goes to the present secretary, Sri T.K. Ramachandran. It is his brainchild. It is really, it's a concept which was adopted from software industries. Software industries, you know, horizontal line of command is there, vertical line of command is there. They integrate both so that they get the product. Similarly, this noble innovative thought is done by the T.K. Ramachandran ji, and it is working very well. Now, we'll come to what is that in the Vibhas and NAVIC cell. I have already said these are the 25 different verticals. Now, I'll come back to the roadshow. From 2025 Maritime Week, India Maritime Week, we are going to have from 27th October to 31st of October. The idea of having this particular Maritime Week is we want all the people, intellectuals, investors, industrialists, stakeholders, young students to come together, contribute, discuss, come out with ideas so that we can move forward. This particular India Maritime Week, which is being conducted from 27th to 31st, is going to give you a platform for the investors, is going to showcase, is going to attract the industrialists, people who are into industries, what opportunities they have, what are the shelf of projects they have, what they can do. Also the intellectuals, they can give their wisdom by way of value addition, by way of think tank, so that India can move from 3.5 of their contribution of the GDP to not less than 10% of the total GDP contribution by way of marching together. Now coming back to technology and automation, you know, there are two ways of leveraging the capacity. If you have a berth, say of 5 million metric tons of capacity, if you want to increase the capacity, one way is physically increase. Second thing is if you are able to unlock the hidden value by way of mechanization, by way of automation, by way of modification in procedures, it ultimately increases the productivity and contributes to the capacity addition. So technology and automation is one such a vertical where with less investment, with less hassles, we can increase the productivity and you can add on the capacity. Now, as far as the technology and automation is concerned, we have a roadmap of automation and technology, and we want to go for future technologies for like AI, IoT, SG, digital twin, smart tech security, and all these things. I'll not get into the slides. I'll just tell you. As far as the port sector is concerned, the automation of way bridges. The way bridges should be automated to such a way that there should not be any human intervention. The billing should happen automatically. The truck driver credentials should be identified automatically by using APN or RFID. The billing should directly go. This is the level of automation we have done in New Bangalore port, and this is what we are conceptualizing in other ports also. When it comes to entry of the gates, RFID, in NMPA and also under this particular cell, we are moving towards 360-degree scanning under vehicle scanners. The vehicle scanner will scan the vehicle completely. You need not open the truck. You need not open the doors. Truck driver need not show any documents. The cameras over there will focus on him. They will track their credentials, including a driving license. The APN camera will focus on the number. It will take the driving license and driving number and all the details, RTO registration. And the security is standing at the gate. He will see the composite image of the under vehicle scanner, and he will come to know by way of a light whether the truck can be allowed in or it should not be allowed in. That's the level of automation, and that this is only a simple example I am giving. These are called low-hanging fruits, which the port sector is planning to achieve by 2025 to 2027. These are the two things. Similarly, automation of a robotic firefighting system. You have the normal firefighting. Nowadays, the technology is advanced to such an end that you have the robots who will go near to the firefighting place. It will concentrate. It will find out the source and exactly hit the source so that the fire can be stopped within 1-2 minutes without any human intervention, without loss of human life, without the firefighters getting into problems. That's the level we are expecting. And dust suppression systems. So these are the many low-hanging fruits are there like this. And we have also identified near-time task, long-term tasks. For example, in the case of near-term, we have around, I think, eight verticals, 8 particular heads we have seen. And each almost is having three tasks totally for depending on the type of cargo, type of this thing. For example, storage and dry bulk terminals and containers like this, container handling, storage, dry bulk. If we see totally, 8 areas are there, 8 into 3, 24 tasks are there. These are all near-term initiatives. Similarly, we have the long-term initiatives. So the idea is to find out, adopt the latest technologies over the globe, adopt them so that value unlocking can be done and your efficiency will improve without investing much on physical infrastructure. By way of going for technology leverage and automation, we will be able to improve the productivity, we will be able to increase the capacity. That's what we are all discussing. There is tremendous scope in this. These are the few things. I will also tell you, when a vessel is entering the port, a pilot brings the vessel to the berth and he berths the vessel. Now these are the days of artificial intelligence, big data, digital twins. When an aircraft can land in an airport, why can't a vessel can't come on its own by using the vessel own pilot without the pilots and get berthed? That's the concept we are looking. In fact, at NMPA we are working on it. Digital twins adoption we want to do. We want to make use of big data. We want to make use of artificial intelligence so that the vessel can come on its own and get berthed. These are only a few examples because I can't explain everything. The time is not sufficient. I am giving few examples. This is one such example. Similarly, by using digital twins and artificial intelligence, you will be able to know what is the cargo what is the allege in a particular tank, and whatever issues are there by way of delay in getting the allege reports, not having proper allege, all these things can be avoided. The turnaround time can be improved drastically. And similarly, just-in-time calling, just-in-time inventory, blockchain, so many things are there. And if you really move towards it, the efficiency can be improved without much hassles. And we had to reach to a certain level that even the port clearance has to be digital clearance. Port clearance which is given by the customs, why it should be on paper? It should be a digital clearance. So that's the level we have to move. And at NMPA, I am proud to say many of the initiatives in terms of technology and automation are already in place, whether it is RFID, 360-degree under vehicle scanner, and also the APAN, many things are there in place, and I am very sure to reach an economy of $40 to $60 trillion economy. Not only increasing the capacity, we have to work on this technology and automation so that we will not be missing the train, so that we can move forward. And as I always used to say, when we used to have discussions at the ministry level, I used to tell them, whatever technology automation initiatives we are doing now, they are inescapable. Whether we consciously try to do or unconsciously try to do, we have to do one way. Only thing is, if you change before the change, you will prosper. If you change after the change, you may sustain. If you don't change, even after the change, you will perish. So we want to change, we want to update before the actual change so that we can be a leader, we can sustain, and we can be a pioneer, and we can achieve $40 to $60 trillion economy by 2047. So good, better, best, never rest till good becomes better, better becomes best, and best becomes excellent, and that is the part of excellency. Excellent we should target, and Indian ports should be excellent in terms of their efficiency, in terms of automation technology, in terms of their capacity to handle the cargo and lead the globe forward. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.